Well, welcome everybody to another episode of the Marketing Checklist Viewcast. We're Sharon and Hank Yuloff from Yuloff Creative Marketing Solutions. When you're looking to solve your marketing, sales, and HR challenges, we are the small business coaches that you call.
On this viewcast, you will meet and learn from successful entrepreneurs who are out there making it happen right now.
Yep, here's how it works. Every guest has been pre-sent the same question. So if you've been watching several episodes, you get an idea of how it works. And that way we're able to share with you the very best information.
Here's the kicker. The interview itself will be just 7 minutes and 21 seconds long.
Why is it roughly. Because July 21 is our anniversary, although we know that sometimes it just goes a little long. So that's the way it goes. So why don't we get started? I'm going to introduce our guest today. It's Ange de Lumiere, and her website is theintuitionevolution.co.uk.
Revolution.
Oh,
Evolution.
Shoot. The Intuition Revolution.co.uk. And the information is in the notes that go with us on YouTube. And if you're watching on our website, her link is live right next to her name. So there we go.
There we go. Ready, set, go.
Yes, ma'am.
So, Ange, keeping in mind we only have a 3-story building, what is your elevator story?
Right. So I help ambitious female entrepreneurs who suffer from imposter syndrome to learn to use their intuition so they can finally create a business that lights them up and bring them the success that they deserve.
Oh, that's fabulous. So tell us a little more. What is your business really all about?
That's a really good question. It is about that. It is about intuition, mostly intuition in business, because I've spent half of my professional life being a lawyer and half of my professional life being a tarot reader.
Wow.
And I wanted to reconcile the two. So one day I thought, how can I bring these two together? Not necessarily the tarot, but the intuition bit. And looking back, I realized that I had been intuitive all along, but because for me, psychics were these different kind of people.
Yes, we understand. We live in Sedona, Arizona, so we very much understand.
Yeah, so they were like on another part. And so because I compared myself to psychics, I never thought I was intuitive. And on some level, I want every entrepreneur to know that they're intuitive and to use that intuition, because why would you use only half of your intelligence in your business? Why?
I don't know why. I agree. That's silly.
Yeah.
So why should our listeners flock to you?
I think I'm quite unique because of my lawyer's background. Right. And it's not just any kind of background. I was a mergers and acquisition lawyer, and I don't know if you know what that is. Yeah. It's pretty high end.
A very different world.
Yeah. At the end of my career, I worked on one of the biggest launch on the IPO in London. An introduction to public offering on the London Stock Exchange. And then I was offered a job as a lawyer in that company that we launched. That was the pinnacle of my career. It was pretty high. And so I think I understand business quite well from the top, but also from the bottom, because then I created my own business after I left the corporate world, made lots of mistakes along the way. And so that gives me a completely different profile as a psychic and an intuitive, because it's more like intuition is adding to my very solid background. And my tagline, which makes a lot of people laugh, is that you can tap into your intuition without having to meditate for hours, wear crystals, or give up on coffee or wine. And I think that's very important, because there's a whole lot of, trinkets around intuition that are absolutely not necessary.
Yes.
So intuition is available to absolutely everyone. You were gifted it when you were born. it's only just sad that society at large, and it's a conspiracy. I don't like conspiracies, but I'm just saying this for the sake of having fun, a little bit of a joke. There's a conspiracy to knock the intuition out of us from the moment we are born.
Which is dreadful.
And I'm here to change that.
Got it.
And
Awesome.
my ultimate mission would be to put intuition on the school curriculum.
Okay, good luck with that.
Yes, well, it will happen somehow. I don't know
Good.
how.
What tips could you give to our listeners?
Well, first is to acknowledge that they're intuitive and not be spooked by it, because it's a very natural thing. The second tip I would give, and I have no idea if it fits with what I put in the questionnaire when I answered your, but I'm kind of tuning into the intuition today and what your listeners really need to hear. The second is understand that until you understand your intuition, until you train it a certain way, you're likely to get negative intuition hits. And that's why some people don't, actually, most people don't want to be more intuitive because they don't want to hear the bad news.
Huh.
So our intuition, mostly, if we're not trained or if we don't understand, will tell us, don't go down that road or you might get mugged. Or it will say, you know, don't invest in that particular venture, is going to go bad, even though the data on paper looks perfect. Or don't hire that person, even though they have a perfect CV. And of course, your mind is going to override your intuition because you've never been taught in business school or in school that you should override your mind with your intuition, or at least they should work in harmony. And so then you suffer the negative consequences. And that's why intuition has a bad rap in business. And I want to change that as well.
Absolutely. And we learned a couple things from some of our mentors. One is that they called it a whisper. And if you stop listening to the whispers stop coming. And I think that's the same thing, you know, whisper, intuition.
Yeah,
I think it's a different word for the same thing.
Yeah.
And we also teach that, you know, people do make buying decisions based on emotional reasons, and then they use their logic to back up that they were right. It's the same thing. It's intuition. It's that same thing. So we're right there with you. What's an amusing job title for you?
What did I say? Let me just check my notes. Oh my goodness, I didn't print it out.
It's the reluctant business Akashic reader. That's what I've got in your notes.
Yes, and that's actually happens to be the title of the memoir I'm writing at the moment, which explains how I went from lawyer to tarot reader.
Okay, so what are the most common questions that people ask you?
How did I go from being a lawyer to being a tarot reader?
And that's going to be an interesting couple of chapters in your book, I bet.
There's every single one I think is interesting. But the first one starts with how I avoided a massive bomb attempt in Paris in 1986, thanks to my intuition. I suppose that's my qualifying event as an intuitive teacher. I wouldn't be here if I hadn't listened to my intuition, basically. Yeah.
That'll be a powerful chapter to read. What was the most unexpected thing that you ever encountered in your business?
What is the most unexpected? All right. So I'm going to make it short. I'm trying to make it short. Okay. After I moved to the UK, I had a lot of support from a psychic back in France. And I thought, oh, I'm going to have another psychic reading. That sounds like a fun thing to do. I was a single mom with 2 kids in the UK, no support system. And I just kind of wanted that little bit of comfort. My kids were quite young then. And so I went to this psychic medium that was recommended by a shop owner in the little village next to where I live, the town, actually, sorry. And so I booked in. And at the end of the session, she asked her husband to come in. Because she'd seen something that she wanted to confirm with him. And he happened to be a palm reader. So he looked at my palms, he looked at his wife, he looked at my palms, they looked at each other again, and finally they blurted the truth out of whatever they said. And basically it was to say, do you know that you have angel dust coming out of your hands? What? And I said to them, you got to be joking. And I nearly ran out of their home. Yeah. Because this wasn't funny for me. I thought, you know, if you're going to play a joke on me, this is not a funny joke. And, you know, as a single mom, as a lawyer, you don't want to be told that, because what on earth are you supposed to do with it?
Right.
And also it just didn't compute. I had never heard of anything like that. I hadn't even heard of healing at that stage. So that was a massive shock.
I bet.
Yeah.
What's your favorite business tool that you use in your business?
Planning.
And is there a 4-letter word that best describes your business?
A 4-letter word. Let me just see if I can. I know I answered this question. Oh yeah, epic. Because this is my framework. Energy, prosperity, intuition, and then I have a triple C, just because Einstein sometimes kind of inspires me. And it's the clarity, courage, and confidence.
So you've got epic with 3 C's. Okay, that's fine. Hey, that's a great
C cube.
Got it. So what about your business makes you the happiest?
It's definitely client work and being able to inspire people to be the better version of themselves, because I can see Akashic Records enables you to see the biggest potential of people that you meet. Okay. And what, so, yeah.
What did you learn in nursery school that you best use now?
Okay, let me just try through my notes. I can't remember a thing I wrote. Is that bad? Maybe
only if you're intuitive.
No, but that's the thing. Because I use my intuition, I write and then I don't remember.
Yeah, I do the exact same thing.
Okay, so maybe
it has to do with taking a nap.
Yes, absolutely. That whenever you get tired or whenever you feel cranky, have a nap and then you'll feel a lot clearer.
I so absolutely agree with you. That is an amazing answer.
We just did that.
The nursery school question is the most popular that we get.
Is it?
So, yes. So what's the #1 fantasy lead you could get from people watching?
All right.
Who do you want to see this?
So again, my intuition answered, because I actually don't have a preferred one. Oh, I would have said Richard Branson, okay, just for the fun of it.
Okay.
But the one that came through my intuition was Tim Cook.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah, the head of Apple, the CEO of Apple.
All right, Tim, connect with Ange.
And do you know the reason why?
Tim watches every episode. We know this.
Of course. But one of the reasons why I understood after I answered to you is that Steve Jobs is actually my main business guide. And then it made complete sense in the craziest ways, because of course he wants to continue to work on his baby.
Yeah.
So there we go.
Makes sense. And if somebody's listening that likes joint ventures, what would be the greatest trading partner for you?
Ooh, I don't remember that question. Help me a little bit.
Someone who works with high achievers who are yearning for a bigger meaning in their business. If they want to leave a legacy, you want to connect with them.
Absolutely.
Okay, there we go.
Big visions.
And our last question, what offer would you like to make to our listeners?
I want to offer something free.
Okay.
And it's my powerful 4 steps to connect to your intuition workbook.
So how do they connect with you to get that?
Just on my website, it should be available at the bottom. You know, when you say sign up for my newsletter, and you will receive my freebie or whatever it is. You'll find it on my website.
Okay, awesome. There we go. Well done.
Well done, Ange. And that website, just as a reminder, is the intuitionrevolution.co.uk.
Absolutely.
Listen to Sharon, not me. She always gets it right.
So go, only because I didn't want to make the same mistake.
Exactly.
So go connect with Ange, and make sure you connect with us at howtogettherefaster.com.
Yep. You get your free 30-minute get focused success call. And what we will guarantee is that you will come away with several actionable items that are going to help your business right now.
And if you would like to be on the Viewcast as well, then make sure you let us know as part of that success call after you go to howtogettherefaster.com.
Wonderful. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you at the next episode of the Marketing Checklist Viewcast.
Thank you, Ange.
Thank you so much for having me. Thank you for everyone for listening.